Now, if you want to be able to have your dream dog, you have to train them and you have to make sure that you get the basics absolutely nailed. You need the perfect fundamentals in place for you to be able to have your very own perfect canine companion. So for me, there's 3 main pillars that you need to make sure are in place if you want to have your perfect dog. That first pillar is obedience. Now, obedience is the thing that most people think of when they think about, I need to train my dog. And yes, obedience is important. We are going to look at 2 of the other equally, if not more important things when it comes to dog training later on in this video. But let's have a little look at what obedience is and what it is that you need to have a perfect canine companion. Now, for me, you need to have just a few pieces of obedience. You need to have a rock solid sit, which is the foundation of so many different things. If you want to be able to have a dog that will sit perfectly with good manners and wait for you to waffle to a camera as you're helping people on YouTube, a rock solid sit is going to be pretty useful to help you get started. Then having a stay command is also super useful. We put sit and stay together to create well-mannered dogs that will be patient, calm, and will wait for you rather than jumping up people, rather than barging through doorways, rather than just being a general nuisance. Now, I also think it's incredibly important that you have a great heel command. That means that you can take your dog anywhere with you and it just be a really nice experience where they're going to walk by your side on a loose lead rather than pulling you down the road, rather than pulling you into the road, rather than lunging and barking towards everything that they see and making what should be the joy of your day become the chore of your day. The next thing is recall. It is nice to be able to give your dogs some freedom. You want to be able to let them run and really burn off some energy, but you can only do that safely if you know that you can get them back to you when you need them to. Now, with just those basic pieces of obedience in place, you will be well on your way to your perfect canine companion, but not without these next 2 pillars to success. The next pillar to success is socialization. You need to have that obedience in place, but you need to be able to use that obedience absolutely anywhere if you want it to actually be useful in the real world. One of the best ways that you can do that is by socializing your dog. Now, socializing isn't just taking them anywhere and letting them run off and do whatever it is that you want them to do. What socialization actually is desensitizing your dog to loads of different sights, smells, sounds, and triggers, so that you can keep them engaged with you, focused on you, so that you can keep them under control. If you take your dog to a new situation and you need them to come back to you, yet they're seeing something that they've never experienced before that's making them incredibly fearful, you're going to have a much harder time being able to get them back to you than if your dog is well socialized, they've seen that a million times, it's not a big deal to them, they can focus on you easier, which means you can use your obedience easier to have the perfect canine companion of your dreams. And the third pillar to success is manners. Yes, having good socialization is important. Yes, having good obedience is important. But you also want to have a dog that is well-mannered, as that is what is actually what people are going to focus on. Your dog can do loads of different tricks. They can roll over, play dead, spin around. Maybe they are well socialized, but if they're just a nuisance, jump up everybody they meet, they don't have good toilet training, they have terrible threshold manners, then they're just going to be annoying and they're just not going to be nice to be around. Whereas if you've got a dog that is calm, quiet, relaxed, a pleasure to take places, then you are going to have people comment on how amazing your dog is. And they're not going to be focusing on all the fancy tricks and obedience. They're going to be focusing on, I wish I could take my dog to the pub and them just to settle down, relax, be calm, be quiet, be well-mannered. I wish I could bring my dog to the coffee shop. I wish I could have a dog that does that. And the thing that really impresses people is a dog that has good manners. You're able to achieve that good manners when you have rock solid basic obedience, you've socialized your dog well, and you have high expectations of them in the manners department. Put those 3 pillars together and you will have the perfect canine companion that you've always wanted, the perfect canine companion that you deserve, and it isn't that difficult. Just put in the fundamentals to get there.